Oh, joke's on you, fam, because I'm back with another installment. So we're in 𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗡𝗧 and now we're in 𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗡 and we've just arrived at our villa, and let me tell you, it's not bad at all. Let's just quickly have a look around. We've got the private pool, oh, flower bath. Got the bathroom, you make yourself pretty. We've got the bed, looks comfortable. And how cute is this? It wrote, oh, so cute. And we've got like wardrobe space, and then this is a little waterfall that's not a waterfall at the moment, but And then, ooh, where is the shower? I think the shower's over here. The thing with the shower is, I'm all about showers, like, because how could you not be? Because showers are they're just the best. Just 100% the best. So, here's the shower. The thing about a shower is, you've got like the normal little, like little spray thing, but you always need that rain shower vibe. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is the villa, final part of the stay. I think I'm gonna have myself a much needed flower bath. Also, here's the injury report from yesterday. Got my hand off that scooter. Got the knee, and then I got all of my leg as well. Yeah, it's so great. Bruised and scarred, eh? Bruised and scarred. But yeah, I think the plan is it's Rona season, so I'm gonna smash some Ronas, and then we're gonna go explore 𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗡𝗏 and go out for a nice dinner. It's gonna be 100. Look, I wasn't lying when I said it was Rona season. If I could open it. Woo, honey. Cheers. So anyway, this is basically my second last day here. Tomorrow is my last day, and then I fly home on Friday. And I've got so much work to do, and I've got an amazing desk to do it, some decent Wi-Fi and internet to do it with. So I'm excited to get stuck into that, which will be mad fun. And yeah, I think that's basically going to be my afternoon. Get the work done, because you can't rest. Look, the thing about being an entrepreneur, and the thing about, I hate that word as well. Like I think, all right, here we go. Rant incoming. I just don't like the word entrepreneur. I think it's just adopted this disingenuous connotation as a result of the advent of Instagram and everyone being an entrepreneur and all that kind of stuff. And it just feels a bit dirty to me. So real talk though, the thing about being an entrepreneur, the thing about being a small business owner is you can really never stop working. I am 4 or so years into doing this whole entrepreneur thing, and I like to consider like what I'm doing is I'm just a small business owner. And the thing about running a small business is you see the highlight reel that everyone posts on Instagram of their lives and of running their business, and like, oh, this is so sick, look at how sick this is. And I'm guilty of this too. Like, you look at my content, oh, I gotta fly business class and all this kind of stuff. Like, I'm not paying to do all that stuff. Like, I'm using the assets at my disposal. For example, if you've seen my how to get free business class upgrades on Qantas vlog that I released a year or 2 ago, that's how I fly business. And I'll link it above, but that's how I fly business. I pay for normal economy tickets or normal flexible tickets, and I use my points to upgrade. And just the thing that I've been thinking about a lot about lately is just this facade that everyone is PRing themselves on Instagram. Everyone's putting forward the best possible version of themselves on Instagram to the public, on Facebook. And I've been guilty of this, and I am still guilty of this, and I'm trying really hard to be as transparent and as open with my content as possible, just to give you a real insight in terms of how much I do actually work and how much goes on behind the scenes and able to afford me to have, like the first time I took 6 or so days off was earlier this year, which you might remember from the New Zealand vlog that I did. But even then I was still working. We were still there networking. We were still there having meetings. I was still grinding. I was still on my emails. I was still making sure that I could keep the lights in my business on. It's the same thing while I'm here. Like, yeah, I've been away and I've been traveling and like vlogging and creating content. It's all part of my business, and I'm so grateful, and it's so sick. I literally haven't stopped since getting here, and I'm not complaining about that at all. Like, I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. The fact that I get to sit down in this beautiful air-conditioned room in this beautiful villa and work towards my passions and work towards my goals and work towards what I want to build in for myself, for others, and for this world. It's absolutely incredible, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so fortunate to be able to do that. The opportunity cost of me being able to do these things and me being able to post this content. Oh, look at this mountain that I just hiked, or look at this volcano I just hiked, or look at me, like, I'm flying business class, all that kind of stuff. Like, the reason that I'm able to afford those luxuries or those experiences is that, one, I'm not really paying for them. Like, I am, but I'm not. It's all connected to my business. Everything I do, everything in my life I do is centered around my business and my business first. And that's where I'm at in this part of my life, and I love it. And I'm not saying that that's what you should be doing, but just to really give you an insight, the grind and the hustle is real. It never stops. And it's, for me anyway, it's really hard to switch off. And I try to do things like meditate and use Headspace and journal and all these other kind of mindfulness activities to try and help ground me and center me as a person, because there's so much more to life than just my business. But when your business is your life and you're pursuing what is meaningful to you and not what is expedient, and that's a Jordan Peterson reference. If you don't know, check out Jordan Peterson. He's a Canadian psychologist. 12 Rules for Life is an amazing book. When you pursue what is meaningful and not what is expedient, it just brings you so much joy and so much, like, time flies, and like I don't want to be doing anything else. Like I could be out snorkeling in Bali, I could be out like drinking, I could be out partying, but like I'm here because I've got to work and I've got to get these things done. And it's not because I have to do it, but I want to do it, and that's what's so important. And I hope this little monologue gives you just a bit of an insight in terms of the psychology behind why I do what I do, how I do what I do, and a bit of an insight behind the scenes in terms of everything's not as glamorous as what it seems like on Instagram. Everyone is PRing themselves. Everyone is putting out the best public relation version of themselves to the gram. I'm trying really hard, and I'm still trying, like I said, I'm still trying to get there, but I'm trying really, really hard to give you as much of a transparent insight in terms of what my life is like, and how much work, and how much I do work, and how much goes into creating the life that I'm trying to build and the impact that I'm trying to have in the world. So I'm gonna go set my laptop out over there and get stuck into it. All right, I've been smashing at work all afternoon. I'm making a lot of progress, which is really, really good. To give you a bit of behind the scenes in terms of what's been happening, I've been working on the Hidden campaign, which you may remember from a previous episode of the vlog where we had the meeting with Zach at the Hidden office in Perth.
Yeah! I mean, yeah, man. Woo!
And basically we're in the kill zone at the moment. So we're 10 days out. I'll zoom this in a bit, which basically means that we need to pump as many tickets as possible. Now, the Facebook ads have not been delivering. And this is an interesting thing you can take home behind the scenes, right? So one of the biggest goals when you're building a digital marketing funnel, specifically a Facebook ads digital marketing funnel with Instagram and Facebook placements, you want to make sure that you are spending and investing your money in the areas which are going to generate as much awareness in the attraction phase of the funnel at the very top, to then escalate the relationship with that initial awareness that you've created in the attraction phase of the funnel, to escalate them to the courtship phase of the funnel, where they get to know you a bit better, you can romance them a little bit, and finally move them on to the commitment part of the funnel, where you essentially ask them to, well, you essentially drop a knee and you ask them to buy from you. Now, what's been happening is over the past 3-4 days, in terms of some of the optimizations that I've been making, we're trying to balance the return on ad spend. So throughout the whole funnel, we're trying to balance the return on ad spend so that it makes the most, that we get the most bang for our buck, right? And one of the ways that you can do this, especially when you've got a big budget campaign like this, is by putting bid caps. Now, you can either set a bid cap for a conversion campaign at a target cost. It averages out the average cost per purchase, target cost per purchase across the campaign, or you can try and get the lowest cost per possible with a set bid cap. Now, the target cost and the set bid cap are both custom optimizations that you can make, and this is going to be variable to the amount of money that you're willing to spend to acquire a potential purchase or a customer. Now, one of the downsides of doing this with Facebook, and one of the reasons that you always have to keep optimizing your campaigns and keep checking on them daily, is that sometimes the ads don't deliver, because Facebook's trying to distribute all your ads, and sometimes if it's trying to meet that bid cap, whether it's a target cost bid cap or whether it is a set bid cap for the lowest cost, it gets confused. It doesn't really get confused, but basically it's like, well, given the marketplace dynamics at this point in time, for the target market that you're targeting and for the budget that you've set to maintain that return on ad spend for the overarching media spend that you have for your campaign, we're not going to deliver these ads because these ads are not going to be coming in at the set parameters that you've put for that bid cap. So that's what I've been working on. I've been optimizing the campaigns, increasing and tweaking with all the optimizations in the bid caps to try and get as many sales through, whilst also still maintaining a steady return on ad spend. It's a very iterative process. It's also been made a lot harder since the GDPR laws came into effect early last year, as well as the Cambridge Analytica scandal that also happened earlier last year. You used to be able to, back in the golden days of Facebook, you used to be able to see all of the custom website audience data that were in your custom audiences, and you'd be able to get a really good inference and understanding of the net that you were casting over the audiences that you were trying to capture conversions from. Now, because of GDPR and because of the Cambridge Analytica scandal and a few other things, changes in Facebook's terms, conditions, and policies, a lot of this data is now hidden unless it's intra-Facebook. So audiences that are intra-Facebook, for example, event audiences, video retargeting audiences, engagement with your Facebook page or your Instagram account or sending you Instagram messages or anything like that, anything intra-Facebook, you get pretty accurate data in terms of the audiences that fill those buckets. However, anything extra Facebook, honey, you can't see that data. And it makes delivering the campaigns quite challenging because if you're mixing data, which you've got from intra-Facebook with data you've got from extra Facebook, AKA data that's hygienic, that you can actually see, that you can have a pretty steady confidence interval in terms of it actually being hygienic data and actually representing the amount of people that are in that bucket, intra-Facebook, and you mix that with data that's extra Facebook, for example, people that have visited your website or custom audience conversion data or anything like that, you mix those two together and then the ad estimates at the ad set level become a bit confused, which makes planning out your funnel, and it also makes delivering your ads to the funnel very, very challenging, and a lot more challenging than what it was in the past, say just a few years ago, even just a year and a half ago. A quick little hack that you can use, and it takes a little bit more time, is to temper your extra data that's extra Facebook, right? Outside of Facebook, for example, your website audience data, if you're creating website custom audiences, you temper that data because it's not being showed inside of Facebook with the data that you get from your Google Analytics account. Now, it takes a little bit longer, but it will give you a better inference in terms of the amount of people that have visited your site, right? And that are going to be fulfilling insight, that are going to be part of those audiences when you pull them over to Facebook, even though Facebook's not showing them the data. Plan right now is I need to make a client phone call. I'm going to wait for this food to come as well, get some sustenance in me, and yeah, I'll see you soon. All right, time to give Zach a call. Gonna give the client the update and have a big discussion in terms of what the strategy is going to be moving forward, because my goal right now is to aggressively push the ticket sales as fast and as hard as we can. So here we go. Mr. Zach. Hey dude, you're on the vlog. Say hi.
What's up?
Are you naked, mate?
Yeah, but yeah, whoops. I was about to have a shower, I didn't know when you were gonna call, so I was gonna have a shower, but I'm ready to talk business. I'm always ready to talk business.
Dope. I was just telling the vlog that let me just fix the camera angle up. I was just telling the vlog in terms of what's been happening with the ticket sales, and yeah, what's been happening over the past few days in terms of the optimizations that we've made, and we're basically 10 days out. This is the kill zone, and basically just want to have a chat about the change in strategy and a bunch of the optimizations that I've made today, and get your permission to push forward on some other optimizations and ideas that I have to basically generate as many sales over the next 10 days as possible. All right, so I'll give you the lowdown on what I'm thinking, or I'll tell you what I've done and what I'm thinking, right? Optimizations I made a few days ago were great, but here's the problem. None of the ads are delivering, like at all. And I'm looking at all the data, and I think I worked out why they're not delivering. So there's a lot of variables going on. Ads, obviously we re-optimized campaigns, the ads re-entered learning phase, right? And because the ads have re-entered learning phase, they haven't been delivering as much as they should be. On top of that, because we're on a lifetime budget now and not a daily budget, and because we had a 7-day conversion window, there wasn't enough time or data to propagate through, which is why another reason why they haven't been delivering as much, right? Now, on top of that, we've also got the other issue, which is because we're running so many ads to the same people now, and because the more and more people that are purchasing tickets, the smaller and smaller the net that we have to target people, it's getting like tighter and tighter. Hold on, food's here. Give me 2 secs. All right, I got some calamari and I got some chips. I'm a happy boy. Let's call Zach back. Oh, hey, how you going, champion?
Good, champ.
You look so zen right now.
Huh?
You look so zen right now. Okay, so
basically, it sounds like there's an issue with the lifetime strategy.
I don't think it's so much lifetime strategy. I think it's a combination of the lifetime strategy with the bid caps. So what I've done is I've removed all of the bid caps. And then what I've also done is I've combined the majority of the audiences. So for Brisbane, there was 3 or 4 campaigns running, and I've combined the going and interested. So I was split testing the going, people going but not purchased, and people interested but not purchased. So I was split testing those, but neither of them were delivering. So then I combined both of those ad sets into the same audience in a new ad set and turned up the budget, so we got a larger net. And then what I've also done is remove the bid cap, and I'm going to monitor, and I've done this for Sydney as well. I'm going to monitor the return on ad spend over the next few days, and then, like I said, remove the bid cap. And the other thing as well is what I think is happening is because we're spending so much and we're targeting the same audiences as it becomes like as things are coming to crunch time, what I think might be happening in the back end is that we are cannibalizing our own delivery. One of my theories is that we're cannibalizing our own delivery to our audiences because we're trying to deliver too many ads from different campaigns to the exact same audiences. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So what I'm hoping is the combination, so by removing the bid cap, further optimizing the campaigns and collating them into larger ad sets with bigger audiences, that Facebook can do the heavy lifting for us, and we'll get an idea of what the return on ad spend is going to be like, hopefully by this time tomorrow, if not sooner, as a result of the changes that we've made. And then what I'm also thinking of doing is, and this is what I need your permission for, is to turn off the attraction campaign for Sydney and Brisbane.
So the campaign that's trying to find new customers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just for the next few days, just to see if that has an effect on what's happening at the bottom of the funnel. We can leave them on. Oh, this is the thing though. You know what? This, honestly, disregard exactly what I just said. That I'm just workshopping in my head right now. That makes no sense at all. Because turning those off won't have an effect on the commitment side of the campaign because that's targeting cold traffic, which has got nothing to do with the traffic at the bottom of the funnel. So leave them on. Plus we're getting pretty good landing page views, like really cheap landing page views. From the 10th of February to the 13th of February, 624 landing page views for 23 cents per view on the landing page.
That's people going through the website.
Yes, correct. So, and that's with a lot.
Going through the ticket booth or going through Discover Hidden, that'd be the ticket booth though.
Nah, Discover Hidden, because the Discover Hidden landing page is a way better sales page than the Brisbane landing page. Because you get to the Brisbane landing page, it's just got like, it's a checkout page, do you know what I mean? And at the top of the funnel, we're trying to educate people about what's going on with the event, right? So if you land on the really sexy Discover Hidden page, then they're gonna click through, right? To the initiate checkout for their city, as opposed to...
It's only one extra click.
Yeah, but he's 100%, but as well, because they're cold, we need to like warm them up a bit more before we go and ask for the purchase, right?
No, I agree. Sorry, I agree. No,
Very cool. So the other thing as well is the Sydney Attraction Artist Promo campaign is also doing really, really well. So that's got a 15, and it's delivering properly. So at the Attraction Artist campaign for Sydney, we've got 1,097 landing page views at 23 cents per landing page view over the past 3 days, which is really good. So it means that people are watching the video content, looking at the ads, engaging with them, then clicking through, and then going to the landing page, going to the Discover Hidden landing page, which then allows us to retarget them at the commitment side, the commitment end of the funnel. So the large reason I believe over the last few days they haven't bought is because the ads haven't been delivering properly, which is the big changes I made this afternoon, which is why, and I've also removed all the bid caps. So last time we spoke, I increased the bid caps, and then they still didn't deliver because we're trying to the challenging thing is we're trying to maintain that return on ad spend whilst also getting as many purchases as possible, is what we're discussing on Sunday, I believe. And I didn't want to like turn the bid caps off because I didn't want what happened with Perth to happen for Brisbane and Sydney, especially when the budget's already so tight. Do you know what I mean? But like, look, like we haven't been converting anything. We have a very small amount, but not enough. It's very challenging.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my graph, right? So I've currently got like two sort of trend lines sitting in front of me, right? The trend line that we were on pre-changing strat. Let me just quickly do this properly.
Yeah, no worries. So I might just cut you off real quick. Are you saying that the trend line that we were sitting on before we changed the strategy was generating more sales and a higher return on ad spend? No, more sales quantity-wise than
Sorry to cut you off. What I'm saying is, if we extrapolate the data from what we had pre-changing strategy, and then extrapolate the data from changing strategy, we end up at a lower ticket end at the end.
Yeah.
When you extrapolate. Yeah,
I understand. But
so
we also
from like a raw, and happy to hear.
Yeah. All good. So continue.
This is just from a very, very basic apple pear, like apple orange, like just comparison side by side. We're gonna end up selling less tickets on now than the pathway we were on.
Yeah. Got it. I agree with you. And the reason that we were selling more tickets before is because the daily budgets that we were running with before were a lot higher than what they are now, because we've adjusted all of the budgets to fit the lifetime budget goal for each city. And then that's also tempered by the fact that we haven't really used any budget over the last like 2 days. We've only spent $2,000 over the last 2 days because all the big caps have stopped the purchases going through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. So my next question is, why was our daily cap higher and now that we're close, and then we've increased the budget.
Yep.
And then we set our daily limits. Why would the daily limits we set at the start higher than what we have to spend per day now?
Oh, 100%. So the reason I set them higher was because, again, the ads weren't delivering through as much as what they were. So some of the daily budgets were at $125, but we were still only meeting $55 worth of that daily budget, if that makes sense, because of the bid caps.
When we were running a daily budget.
Yeah, so I turned the daily budgets up so that we would get more people through, given the bid cap and given the return on ad spend cap. So, here's a solution.
What I'm saying is, were we spending, was our daily limit that we were spending just after we updated the budget, was our daily limit that we were spending gonna run out prior to getting to hit it?
Or if we were running that daily budget at that level, yes, it would have, yes.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why were we spending?
So because of the bid caps, right? And because we weren't meeting the budget, I turned up all of the budgets to get as many sales through whilst also maintaining the return on ad spend. Before we did I can't remember the date that I did it, before I did the large budget optimization, prior to that Saturday, during the Wednesday, maybe 2 weeks ago, because we weren't getting the sales through with the bid cap. So I was trying to balance the return on ad spend goal with our overall budget. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Dude, don't sugarcoat anything. Just be frank. It's all good.
No, I'm not sugarcoating. I don't need to with you.
No, not at all.
I get the bid cap side of things, and I get trying to generate sales. But if we were spending an amount per day that meant that now it wasn't sustainable for the rest of the campaign, that's the part that doesn't make.
Yeah, so okay. So the budget, we were spending more than what was gonna happen with the total end of the campaign in mind. But what we were actually spending was not gonna get us to the budget at the end of the campaign. Does that make sense? So we set the daily budget limit, but we were only meeting, fractions of that limit every day, variable to the bid cap to maintain return on ad spend.
So we actually didn't end up spending that amount of money.
Correct. Which is why I turned it up even more, so that we could maintain the return on ad spend, right?
Yeah.
And deliver to as many relevant people as possible without dropping below the return on ad spend goal that we were trying to achieve.
Yeah, so when we turned it up, we then started spending an unsustainable amount, right?
Not so much. So I made so many optimizations, so it's hard for me to say, but I know for a fact, and I can go through and build a report for you if you'd like. Basically, let's say I increased one of the ad sets that was generating, a 15x return on ad spend, right? Let's say one of the optimizations I did was turn it from $100 to $225 daily.
Yeah.
At the $100 daily, because of the bid caps, we weren't spending all of our budget. We might have been spending, say, $40, $50, so 50% of that $100, right? So I turned it up higher, which wasn't going to meet the lifetime budget, to get more sales through at that return on ad spend, but it still wasn't meeting the $225 daily budget, if that makes sense. So it just gave us more room to play with.
But that means we still shouldn't have been spending more than what we have now, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you turned up the limit to above what would be sustainable, but we weren't hitting that limit and we were still staying in the sustainable range of spend, how does that happen?
What do you mean?
If we're setting it to 100 and we're only spending 40,
yeah.
But we want to be spending 100 each day, so we turned it up to 200. Okay, we actually spend 50 each day, so we turn it up to 200, so we spend 100 each day, which is our daily budget.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be spending an unsustainable amount.
Yeah. So basically what I was trying to do was balance the diminishing marginal returns that we were experiencing without replicating the massive loss that we made in media spend from turning up the budget for Perth over the leading up to the few weeks leading up to Australia Day. Does that make sense? So I didn't want to turn the budget up, remove the bid cap. Because if I turn the budget up, remove the bid cap, and let it roll, it would have spent all the budget, but the return on ad spend would have disappeared. Does that make sense? Then we wouldn't have had any budget left. And we're trying to get as many sales through at that point in time. We're still trying to get as many sales through. But I didn't want to turn it up without the bid cap because of the return on ad spend would have dropped significantly. And I didn't want to replicate what happened with Perth over the 2 weeks prior. All right, phone call's over. We went for 2 hours. Here's the thing about running a business. Yes, just got to put fires out all the time. And it was really productive chat. We workshopped a lot of things that are going on, a lot of extraneous variables occurring in the marketplace that we have to deal with. And we have to just build strategies to find solutions to hit the goals that we're trying to meet for this festival, to hit the sales levels and the ticket sales that we're trying to meet for this festival. So, big chat. And it's now 6:30 in the evening. I've got a lot more work that I need to do. And yeah, second last night of the working vacation. I'm gonna get stuck back into this work. I might close the vlog off here. My name is Ramondo. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't already subscribe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Turn the bell notifications on so you get notified when I drop a new video. Apart from that, let's cue the explosion and I will see you in the next one. Peace.